students think that every equation they solve will have a solution, but that is not always the case. There are two special cases with equations. Sometimes you will try to solve an equation and you will find that there is no solution. Other times you will solve the equation and find that there are infinitely many solutions. To have infinitely many solutions means that every real number is a solution to the equation. An example of an equation that has no solution is 2x plus 3 equals 2x plus 7. Always solve the equation to see if it has a solution or not, but just from looking at this equation, we can already see red flags. If I plugged in a value for x, multiplied it by 2, and then added 3, would that give me the same answer if I took x, multiplied it by 2, and then added 7? Attempting to solve this equation, we can start by adding a negative 3 to both sides. Next, we can add a negative 2x to both sides. Notice that leaves us with the equation 0x equals 4. Regardless of any value for x, a number times 0 gives us 0. So we are left with 0 equals 4. The solution 0 equals 4 is not a true statement. Anytime you are solving an equation and you are left with a false statement, your answer will be no solution. This means that there are no value for x that would make this equation true. There are other times that you will solve an equation and be left with a true statement. Take the equation x minus 4 equals x minus 4. From this equation, you can already see that anything I plug in for x, if I take that same number and subtract 4 on both sides of the equation, I'm going to be left with a true statement. If we were to solve this equation, we would start by adding 4 to both sides. This will leave us with x equals x plus 0. Next, we could subtract x on both sides. This leaves us with 0x equals 0, which is the same as 0 equals 0. Since we are left with a true statement, our answer would be infinitely many solutions. Other times you may see this written as all real numbers. Simply stated, this means that whatever I plug in for x, I will always be left with a true statement. To summarize, when all variables subtract and we have a false statement, it means that there is no solution to the equation. When all variables subtract and we have a true statement, it means that there are infinitely many solutions. Let's look at another example. We will start solving this equation by distributing 2 on the left-hand side and by distributing negative 3 on the right-hand side. This leaves us with 2x plus 6 minus 5 equals 5x minus 3 minus 3x. There are terms that we can combine together first on either side of the equation. On the left-hand side, 6 and negative 5 can be combined together to give us 1. On the right-hand side, 5x and negative 3x add to give us 2x. Now we can move 1 by adding a negative 1 to both sides of the equation. Next, we can move 2x by adding a negative 2x to both sides of the equation. This leaves us with 0x equals negative 4. Recall that 0 times anything is 0, so we can rewrite this as 0 equals negative 4. Since 0 equals negative 4 is a false statement, we can say that the answer to this equation is no solution. In this example, we will start by distributing the 5. This gives us 5x minus 45 plus 3 equals 5x minus 42. Next, on the left-hand side, we can add together negative 45 and positive 3. This leaves us with 5x minus 42 equals 5x minus 42. At this point, you already know that this is a true statement. But if we kept solving this equation, we could add 42 to both sides. Next, we can add a negative 5x to both sides. This gives us 0x equals 0, or we can just write this as 0 equals 0, which we know to be a true statement. In this case, our answer would then be infinitely many solutions. Pause the video and try solving the following equations on your own. Remember, not all equations have the solutions of infinitely many or no solution. You may get number answers for some of these equations. In the first problem, we start by distributing the 3. This gives us 3x plus 12 equals 3x plus 11. Next, we must move the 12 by adding a negative 12 to both sides. Next, we can move the 3x by adding a negative 3x to both sides. This leaves us with the equation 0x equals negative 1, or just 0 equals negative 1. Since this is a false statement, our answer would then be no solution. In the second problem, we will start by distributing the 6. Next, we can move the 30 by adding a negative 30 to both sides. This gives us the equation 6x equals 8x minus 28. Next, we will move 8x by adding a negative 8x to both sides. We now have negative 2x equals negative 28. Finally, we can divide by negative 2. This leaves us with the answer of 14. Again, most equations still have solutions. There are only special cases that have solutions of infinitely many or no solution. In the final problem, we will start by distributing the 2. Next, on the right-hand side of the equation, we can combine together 2x and 3x to give us 5x. Also, you can combine together 2 and negative 7 to give you negative 5. This leaves us with the equation 5x minus 5 equals 5x minus 5. We can then add 5 to both sides. Next, we can add a negative 5x to both sides. This leaves us with 0x equals 0, or just 0 equals 0. Since this is a true statement, our answer would then be infinitely many solutions.